Well, Daniel, welcome to Singapore. It's classic Singaporean fashion to open with this question. Have you had a chance to eat anything Singaporean?
Actually, yes. I've been to Singapore once before, and last night my buddy and I, after watching 3 movies and being bleary-eyed, I'm one of the jurors on this year's festival. I had to get out into the crowds, and we had some chili crab.
Wow.
We had some shrimp satay. We had, what else did we have, Joe? Where are you, Joe?
It's a beer, dude.
We did have some beer.
Beer.
We had tiger beer, but is that Singaporean?
It was.
It was.
But now you have to look at Uni because it's been bought over by a Thai beverage company. So Tiger was ours before.
I see. How dare they? But it was really good, and I look forward to having a lot more Singaporean food in the coming days.
Okay, and I'm sure our audience will have some suggestions for where to get the best local fare as well.
That's one thing that I've found Singaporeans are not shy about. They will tell you their opinions on the best food every time you ask.
Okay, and do you like that?
I do, yeah. It's good to care about your food and be passionate about it.
Okay, that's great. Well, I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. Jimmy T, fellow actor, would you like to wave as well?
Where's Jimmy T?
Jimmy is over there. Yeah, and also some actors and people from the media as well. And I know a lot of you have questions that you would like to ask Daniel, so I will be opening it up to the floor in a while to get some of your questions in. But first off, we have an hour, so I'm going to start by asking some questions over here, and I think later on when I open up the floor, please feel free to put up your hands. We have a microphone. Speak into the microphone and then you can ask away, okay?
She's a small room too, we really don't need the microphone.
You don't need the microphones? I think there's some recording going on here. But if you're happy not to have the microphones, we'll have to go good old theatre style. Projection! After all, this is the projector, isn't it? Okay, for now, shall we hang on to the microphones for a bit?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Wow.
From the beginning. Oh dear, will I be paid? Let's start from the very beginning. So Daniel, your family moved to the US when you were just 2 years old, right? Yeah? To New York and then to Pennsylvania.
Right.
So you spoke a lot about growing up in Pennsylvania as being quite hard in the sense of not seeing people who look like you, yeah?
Yeah, no, I grew up in a town that's known as a steel manufacturing town, back when the US used to produce most of the world's steel. There was a company called Bethlehem Steel, which was at one time the #2 steel manufacturer in the world. And so everyone who lived in that town worked for the steel company, and it was a very blue-collar town. A lot of people came from working-class backgrounds, and most people were white, overwhelmingly white. Having an Asian family there, we stuck out very, very clearly. And so a lot of my childhood was defined by being different.
Right. And yet you chose to go into entertainment, into acting. What was that like? What caused you to make that step?
Honestly, as I think about it, I think the fact that I was so different made me want to express myself. I felt that, this is a lot of self-therapy, but I felt like I had something to say and something to offer that I wasn't given a chance to because of what I looked like. And so I think that stayed with me all through my childhood, and it kind of came out in the form of artistic expression. So I think that's a lot of the reason I became an actor. My friend Joe here knew me when I was starting 8 years old, and I had no idea I was going to be an actor. And so when I was telling my friends that that's what I decided to pursue in college, it was a big surprise to all of them.
Okay. Was there a turning point, a sort of memorable experience or a piece of advice that made you think, this is the direction I want to go in?
Nothing so profound. It was just one of those things where I think some of the actors and artists in the audience will be able to identify. It's not that I chose acting, but I do feel like acting chose me. And I think once that happened, it became something undeniable.
And we're going to bring on a clip now, actually. One of these that I watch again and again, and I'm like, okay, there's some profound meaning in this. I really want to watch this. This is, of course, a clip from Lost. And I think this is something that has gripped audiences across the world for a long time now. So let's have a look.